Zeus.
Juice.
You fuck with Greek food?
I haven't had Greek food.
You know what's crazy? First of all,
What?
I made a promise to myself that I would stop cursing in this podcast because apparently, being a little more family friendly in terms of the language, not topics. We're never going to be family friendly in terms of the topics, but in terms of the language is better. And within the first 2 seconds, I'm like, fucking Greek food, huh?
Yeah, it really, it's hard sometimes.
I'm hard sometimes. But you've never had Greek food? Never had a nice gyro?
No.
You've
I've wanted to
never
try it, but I've just never found the time.
Dude, you gotta get out there, okay? And the reason I'm bringing this up is my lady got off work early today, picked her up, and we were coming back. She was like, "Are you hungry?" I said, "I'm starving." She said, "All right." We pulled up to Taco Bell. Look at me. Are you shocked? And right next to the Taco Bell is this place called Grill Fusion. And let me tell you something. Anybody in the Nashville, Antioch area, go to this spot. All right?
Okay.
We're small enough to where I'm not going to regret saying that, because if we were big, like Keith Lee, getting 10,000 orders at a small restaurant, then I would keep that shit close to my chest.
Said I'm going to gatekeep it if we're that big. But
yeah. But for our little Discord that watches this, our little family that watches this, and whoever else has made their way listening and watching, Grill Fusion, Antioch and Nashville area, that slaps, dude. It's ran by one guy. His main job is being a real estate agent, but he opened this little side project, and the food is phenomenal. I got a Euro plate. You get the couple slices of pita bread, you get a salad on the side, and then lamb, cheese, and rice with some peppers and onions and oh my God, dude.
That sounds pretty damn good if you ask me. Sounds like it's got the juice seal of approval.
I guess this is going to be a thing. No. It's got the juice seal of approval. They call me the juice, and I give seals of approval.
That's
I give
true.
Juicy seals of approval. No. But gyros, to me, I always kind of forget about them, and every time I pass a place, I'm like, I'm hungry, but do I want to wait that long? But every time I have a gyro, it's a top 3 food for me.
I had made plans to try gyros like years back, and then the place closed down that I was going to go to, so I just hadn't came to me yet.
The weird thing about Smyrna, Murfreesboro, like the entire area around here, there are so many gyro places. Is it called a gyro? Is it called a gyro?
Yeah, it's a gyro.
It's a gyro? All right. For those, if I'm saying it wrong, and Z or Zeus, if we're just going with the fucking names, if he's messing with me, it's the shit with the pita bread and the lamb or chicken.
It's spelled Gyro.
Yeah, you get some peppers, some onions, some cucumber ranch. The cucumber ranch, bro. Oh my God, it's unhealthy. I love it so much. Have you ever had lamb?
No.
Oh my God, dude. You might, for your first try, you might want to stay safe and get you a chicken, because they do chicken or lamb. But I fucks with the lamb, dude. Fucks with the lamb. That lamb be
See,
fucking.
if chicken and lamb weren't the only 2 options, I would have tried to pull a racist card. But I guess.
All right, bro. Well, you might want to stay safe. Get you some fried chicken. You and your.
I was like, damn, he really just goes for chicken first. And then he said chicken or lamb. I was like, okay, it's the only 2 options.
Know.
Okay,
I know what you want, boy.
No, I remember probably a decade ago, like me and my mom had seen this one place, and we were looking at their menu, and it was just hella expensive because apparently you were ordering for a family at that place.
Yeah.
So we just said, okay, we'll find something else, and then just never went back to it. And then that spot that I said earlier that closed down popped up, and then closed down. So I haven't tried.
See, I call myself a foodie, but in reality, I'm just fat and I like good food, you know. But
Yeah.
when it's something different when you find a local spot ran by, just a dude who came here looking to have a good time, and the
Mm-hmm.
food is sensational. That's why me and her were talking. We were like, everybody's got to go here. Not enough to where the line becomes busy as shit and we can't get any food, but
Right.
enough to keep that bitch open, because that
Enough
bitch
to
needs
keep
to stay
them
open.
going. Now, there was this food truck that I went to a couple weeks ago, and they had some fire food. But I didn't know like their spice level because it's like it can go pretty damn hot apparently. And I think it was whatever kind of wings they had. Of course, I went for chicken, and
I'm not making it real. I'm not saying
but
anything.
the dude asked, he was like, what level do you want? And I was like, I don't know what the levels are. And my mom goes, and he's just like, level 2? And she's like, yeah, we'll go with that. I was like, I'll go with the same, sure. Wasn't hot enough. And apparently, she went level 3, I think, and it wasn't even that much hotter. So I think we're both going level 4 the next time we hit up that place. See how hot it is, I guess.
I was disappointed when I went to like a Jamaican spot. And like this wasn't a Jamaican spot ran by Americans. This was a Jamaican spot ran by Jamaican immigrants. And because like not in the food, Jamaican food is fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Amazing. Expensive as shit, but
A little bit.
amazing. But I got me some jerk wings, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, jerk is pretty spicy." I don't know. No. It's tremendous. If I could have jerk chicken in my rotation every week, for sure. But everybody was hyping it up like, "Oh, it's spicy. It gets you a little bit." No, it doesn't. It's phenomenal.
Could they handle spices? Could they handle the heat?
I did hear it from tourists going to Jamaica. Like people in Jamaica, some white bread, like, oh, I'm going to go in the mountains and try to contact an uncontactable tribe. Those kind of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got some Jamaican street food and said, oh boy, wowzers.
That's what I'm looking at, because you're like, people are saying it's hot, but I've never known jerk chicken to be that spicy.
No, I kept
all.
hearing it was spicy. Maybe there's the levels to it. I don't know.
Maybe.
But in terms of spice, I have been wanting to make a little amendment to our spicy challenge on the trivia wheel.
Trivia wheel. All right.
After Tori, who shout out her Twitch.
Rolling with Rivers.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say River Runt because it was my suggestion, and I feel like a narcissistic dickhead for it. But ever since her and Courtney did the Blazing Challenge, and they were like, it's okay, like it's good, but it's not. I'm like, all right, we gotta up the stakes. We gotta up the stakes on this bitch.
To be fair, when I was there, I was expecting a lot more of a reaction, but they got one cough, and that was it.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
Which is why I want to up it. What sucks is I know I'm gonna up it, and that bitch is gonna land on me, dog.
I was gonna say, we can't do the hot chip challenge because that's been discontinued. So.
No, I'm talking about go to Prince's.
Oh.
And get the spiciest bitch at Prince's.
Oh, hell no.
The problem is you got to sign a warranty for that bitch.
I got medium and was damn near crying.
Yeah, dude. I got mild and my bitch was my ass was done.
Dude, I had a medium sweet heat chicken sandwich, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So you know that extra hot or whatever the top one, that's gonna suck.
That's gonna suck. So let me tell you a little story here. My uncle, when he was in some branch of the army, don't remember which one, he was stationed in Germany at some point, and he learned how to make some really hot food, like really hot food, like hot food that my hothead mom can't handle. And he gets the Prince's, gets one of their hotter ones. I don't know if it was the hottest because I don't think so, but he was just sweating like,
oh god.
And like he can
Oh
eat some
man.
hot shit and like just straight up. And then that had him sweating.
And you know the worst part about Prince's? I said it when we talked about Prince's. Everybody, when they come down and get some hot chicken, everybody talks about Hattie B's. Hattie B's is good,
Yeah.
but I believe Prince's, that is the original. Like, everybody debates on who the original is, but I believe it's Prince's.
I mean, we can look up, see who started first, but I mean...
Yeah, but I believe you're going to... Whatever. But Prince's, dude, the chicken is so fucking good. Like, I've never had chicken that I felt was killing me, but doing it in such a tasty way, dude.
Doing it in style.
When I got Hattie B's, I could handle Hattie B's lower flavors. I could barely handle Prince's lower flavors.
Well, apparently, yeah, Princess was first by a long shot.
Yeah. And apparently it started because the owner's wife was upset with him, so she made him some chicken and made it really fucking spicy. I think she found out he was cheating on her with like several women.
Oh.
But he got home and ate it, and he was like, damn, this is fire. And she was like, fuck. And he was like, I'm going to make a restaurant. This thing's about to go platinum. And it did, to be fair.
It fucking did.
I think
What
it's ran by his granddaughter now.
I was gonna say it's still in the family as far as I'm aware. So
if you want an entertaining video, some cats from over the pond, from the Queensland, they came over and tried Prince's hot chicken. Oh, they thought Bojangles. When they ate Bojangles, they were like, oh. So you can only imagine what happened. They ate every flavor at Prince's. Yeah, you can only imagine what happened there.
oh my.
Oh yeah, British.
Sounds like what was the podcast Hot Ones? There we go.
Yeah,
I
dude,
couldn't-
going from British food and then coming down to Nashville and getting you every flavor of Prince's hot chicken. Oh my god, dude.
See, I mean, I can't say that I don't think I'll last, but that depends on what the difference between their hottest sauce and like Jake Melnick's hottest sauce is. Because I know Jake Melnick's has the quadruple X sauce, and yeah, that shit was hot. Very hot.
I'm telling you right now, I'd fear I go blind. I'm not even kidding. Dude, I got there mild. I told my grandfather that I just heard about Nashville hot chicken when I was like 14. Mm-hmm. It was all over the radio. I kept hearing on the radio, like, oh, we're as Nashville as eating hot chicken on the Batman building. And I was like, what? I'd never heard. Again,
that's something you say if you've never been in Nashville before, but you know.
But I heard about it, and I told my grandfather, I was like, I've been really wanted to try it ever since I started hearing about it. And everywhere else, I'll tell that in a second. But he took me to Prince's. He did some research because he never had it either. And he was like, Prince's, that's the OG spot. And we didn't go to the one in downtown. We went to the one in Antioch. Mm-hmm. They insult you, dude. So we got like a 3 tender thing. I got mild because I didn't know how hot that thing would go. But yeah. Dude, the chicken was so good. But if you ask for ranch, they'll give you like that much ranch.
Yeah.
Maybe in the smaller. They'll give you just a tad. And then they'll give you some toast. And you're like, all right, the toast might give me a break. It's soaked. It is soaked in natural hot sauce, dude. It's,
all the oil and the grease and stuff from the chicken as well, just sitting in there heating it up.
Yeah, me and my grandfather took one bite. We cheers, said hallelujah, and bit into it. We both went just dead-eyed at each other. Man, that shit. But as I said, it tasted so fucking good. I couldn't stop eating it.
Yeah, it was great. It's just so hot.
It's so hot.
But I think when I go again, I'm still getting the same shit. So
for people not in Nashville, if you go to a restaurant, there's a couple fast food places. Buffalo Wild Wings will do this. They have a Nashville hot flavor. It's not the same.
Ooh.
If you ever eat that and be like, oh, I've had Nashville hot chicken, you have not. That may seem obvious, but I'm just letting you know. If you go to like Buffalo Wild Wings, you get a Nashville hot flavor. It doesn't even taste like Nashville hot. Okay.
No, no. I think I've like noticed a big difference in a lot of Nashville hot sauces, and like even most recently, like in Ohio, they had a Nashville hot sauce, and it was just like sweet, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead of being spicy at all, or anything like Nashville hot.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure that's
like,
all.
okay.
If you get Asian people down here and you take them to Buffalo Wild Wings and they see Asian zing, they're going to be, what? And then they eat it and it's just like a spicy soy sauce. They're going to be like, what? Why? What are y'all doing? By the way, scrolling on TikTok, Japanese people are obsessed with American culture, apparently. I don't want to say that. That sounds wild. But in Japan, there are bars that are dedicated to like Texas. And you'll have a bunch of Japanese people, 10-gallon hats, red button downs tucked into some blue jeans with some boots on, strumming a guitar, singing Japanese country music. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Amen.
I can just imagine the Japanese version of "Better Lock Them Doors and Turn Them Lights Down Low."
I was about to, when you said that, I was about to try. No, that's not going to go well for the allegations. That's not going to do well for the allegations.
Oh, I pictured you trying to do it, and just, no.
Yeah, and then you were about to do it, and you said, no, that's going to be on the chopping block with that would you rather.
Yeah.
No.
Not the would you rather. That never existed.
There's a bar dedicated to Tennessee, too. Got a bunch of UT Knoxville stuff up there.
Hell yeah.
And there's an entire section in one town that has like American style pizza, New York style pizza. And I heard it's decent. I heard it's a nice little thing. But also, I do this thing where I go, here in America, we have aisles in the store that are dedicated to foreign countries. You know?
International foods aisle.
Yeah. Apparently, America has the same thing in other countries. There is aisles dedicated to American cuisine.
No, I think I've seen that actually, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently there's like
videos.
an all-American seasoning that you can get at like a German store.
I hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah.
I've seen like a video of like these British guys going to a store and like seeing the American foods aisle or whatever that aisle is called.
Yeah.
And I saw like a bunch of, very common stuff we have, but
yeah, no,
I don't think I've seen American seasoning.
In the aisle, I'll see like Twinkies, and I'm like, come on. Come on. Really? I'll see like fucking Swiss cake rolls, all kinds of little Debbies, and I'm like, dude, we got more than that, I promise.
No, you don't. Have you seen the Americans? No. Yeah, us.
Have you seen Americans? AKA looked in the mirror, fat ass.
No, I just wonder what American seasoning is. Is it just like seasoning salt or something?
I'm trying to look for it. It looks something like this. Sorry for the ring light.
Red, white, and blue, baby.
Yeah. Now this says from Pepper Palace, but I saw this overseas a couple times. I
find it hard to figure out how big a company Pepper Palace is because if you've seen that overseas.
Well, I've seen like that type. I don't know if that's the exact one, but like it looks like that.
Yeah, I see it. It's Something, I guess. I wonder
Other
what it tastes
countries
like.
love to shit on us, but they want to be us so bad. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
They hate us because they ain't us type shit. Okay.
Enjoy those tariffs, pussy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't even want to get into that. I'm so confused.
With the tariff situation?
Yeah, I saw something of the list, I think.
Yeah, no, the dumbest part about it is we have put tariffs on 2 countries that aren't populated by anything else other than penguins.
You know, it is what it is.
The memes coming out of that have been tremendous, though. So many penguins and Madagascar things.
Kowalski.
Kowalski, analysis. 25% tariff? But I've also seen people just taking pictures of penguins doing this. Be like, or the 50 cent thing. What do you say fuck me for? No,
What I do?
I'm fully, I will fully admit that I'm not smart enough to give a educated take on tariffs. I've been keeping up with it because this is the first year, really, I've kept up with politics. Great fucking year to do that. Oh my God, tremendous year to be doing that. I try to preach like, hey, don't fill your brain with negative stuff because it's whatever. And then you dive into the news and you get this orange fuck sending all his cronies to try to justify the insane behavior. And they legitimately, one of his cronies was asked, why are we tariffing a country full of penguins? And you know what her response was?
What?
Oh, come on. It's just about American independence. It's like, oh my God, you don't know what the fuck is going on. Because that orange fucking loser doesn't know what's going on. He's just doing shit.
Just passively keeping up, and I'm finding it hard to understand a lot of things because also I am not smart enough to truly keep up with a lot of this stuff. But I hear and I see, and I'm just like, okay, I don't even know anymore.
I go back, and some of my family listens to this, and if you have a problem with what I'm about to say, you got my phone number.
Oh no.
On election day, a family member of mine texted in the group chat, vote for sanity. Vote for sanity. That is what I remember. And Republican. And I'm like, this is sanity? Putting tariffs on penguins. That's starting a trade war with the entirety of the world. Fucking the economy. And that, I know I said I'll do better in cussing. There's no better word to use. Fucking the economy. Did you hear how much Dave Portnoy has lost in stocks?
No.
$20 million.
I don't keep up with Dave Portnoy at all, so.
No, I'll scroll through and a bunch of liberals love to dance on people. So they'll repost Dave Portnoy crying about how his stocks are falling or the money he has invested. Dude, people's retirement funds are getting slashed. So is their benefits. Even though Trump's like, no, we're not going to actually do that. Bad situation.
Well, yeah, he lost a fifth of his net worth in stocks, it seems.
$20 million, bro. 20. He's going to be fine. Dave Portnoy is going to be a billionaire within 5 years. He's going to be fine, but $20 million is insane.
It's a large amount of money.
Yeah, and then people are like,
large amount of money.
People are like, don't worry. Don't. And I said I'm educated on this, so I guess don't take this seriously if you're a Trump supporter. I don't care. We've made fun of you in the past. Don't know why you're listening. People say, don't worry. Yes, he's ruining the economy. Yes, everything's going to get more expensive. Yeah, sure. Did he promise everything was going to be cheaper on day one? Yes, but ignore that.
I think
he's doing it as a chess move. Some people say this is a chess move to get rid of taxes. Some people say it's a chess move that, to clean stuff out, you got to bring stuff to light or whatever the fuck, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you pull up clips like Donald Trump saying, back when he was heavy into real estate, he was talking about how like, oh no, I prefer when the economy's in the shitter because I can get everything cheaper. I just buy out everything. And you're like, man, every billionaire is rubbing shoulders with Trump and he's got this mindset. What does that? Conspiracy theory, I know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I want to say let's try to look on a brighter side, but the only thing I've seen on these sounded fake because apparently, I think it was like some TikTok I had seen. So don't take me seriously. But apparently, this is the tariffs are a long run into kickstarting the global economy. Quote unquote.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it only because that'll be screwing the Republican Party more than he already is screwing them. Because Republicans don't want a globalist thing. They want America.
Yeah.
So it's weird because like the tariffs started with like, we're going to put tariffs on Canada and Mexico because fentanyl. And then he was like, actually, the trade deal we last signed with Canada was horrible. Don't know who the fuck signed that. It was horrible. Donald, you signed it. You're the one who put the pen to paper. You signed it. It's for fentanyl. They're letting fentanyl come across.
I don't even know anymore.
And then he does stuff that obviously would get Joe Biden put on a spit roast. Like, what was it? Like 4 American soldiers died overseas in like a training exercise. And people were on Joe Biden for checking his watch at like a memorial thing. And the soldiers were being brought home and dude just fucked off to golf. Like, that's not a big deal for me, but I wish y'all would stay consistent. That's all I want. That's legitimately all I want.
I don't think consistency will ever happen when we're all biased to one side or another. Because it's just, you're going to root for your side, and that's what everybody's doing. But I have a link to a website I need to send you later. I don't think I want to talk about it here, but I will send it to you.
I will, and we'll hop out of politics in a second, but there is a topic that I wanted to talk about for a couple weeks.
Okay.
And that is people who have done nothing outside of protest on a college campus, only to be thrown in the back of a van, shipped across the country without their family knowing, before being shipped out of the country. What are we doing? What have you heard these stories?
No, I feel like I've missed something.
Yeah, no, there was a dude, I can't remember his name, but he was like leading a bunch of protests at Columbia University that were pro-Palestine, right?
Okay.
He was here on a student visa, which is completely legal. He didn't hop the border looking for a better life. He was here to be a student at a university. It is legal.
Mm-hmm.
ICE agents knocked down his door, grabbed him, shipped his ass to Louisiana without telling his girlfriend and without telling his lawyer. And I believe he was deported like a week ago.
Really?
There was a Muslim lady at a university, again, on a student visa, and she wrote a letter to her college saying, I don't feel comfortable with you using funds to support Israel, right?
Yeah.
On camera, men in masks and hoodies grabbed her, told her that we're with ICE, threw her in a van, took off, shipped her across the country, and I don't know if she was deported, but it's looking like she is going to be. And the authorities will say they're working with terrorist organizations, even though there's not a solid link to that at all. At all.
That sounds all kinds of fucked up.
It's like people were claiming this guy was a fucking authoritative dickhead for years, and you were just like, oh, he's owning the libs. He's getting people angry on Twitter. And there's a saying, and I enjoy this saying, and it rings true.
Okay.
And I believe this saying came about during World War II in Europe. And I'll try to get it right. It said they came for, okay, I don't know the specific wording, so I'm just going to throw out whatever.
Gotcha.
It said they came for the Jews, but I did not speak up because I was not a Jew. They came for the blacks. I did not speak up because I was not black. And then they came for me, and there was no one to speak up because everybody was gone or some shit like that. You can look up the specific wording of that.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah. It rings true, man. And everybody was on board with, Trump's illegal immigration, crack down on it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Do your best to get here legally. Like, I get wanting a better life, escaping whatever. The asylum process probably needs to be worked on. The student visa, that's legal. Work visa, it's legal. It's not illegal immigration. And what really gets me, I said we'll hop off in a second, but what really gets me is there is an El Salvador prison that is notorious for human rights violations. Not only inside the prison, but El Salvador itself, it goes in the streets, and if you are a young man with a tattoo that looks like a gang tattoo, you're getting thrown in this prison. Now, crime has plummeted. Violent crime is nowhere near what it used to be in El Salvador. So that has the citizens going, not my kid. So that's a fucked up situation in itself. But there was just a guy that did nothing wrong, that was here legally, that was picked up on the way to go get his kid and sent to this prison. And when it was brought up that he was not an illegal immigrant, he was not a drug dealer, he was not a violent criminal, and he was sent not only on planes that Trump was told to turn around because what he was doing was illegal, not only did Trump say, fuck that, he got there, the administration said, oh yeah, no, that was a mistake. He shouldn't be there. And they were like, okay, so like, are we going to get him back? And they went, out of our jurisdiction. If you want to claim I'm misrepresenting this, go ahead, do the research. Just look up vaguely what I just talked about, because I can't remember the guy's name. But
I mean, not my jurisdiction. Yes, it is.
You fucking put him there.
Jesus, I can't. Yeah, that's a lot of bullshit. That is a lot.
And
apparently I have some research to do after this episode.
Yeah, it's why Trump's approval rating is in the fucking toilet right now. It's horrible. He's always going to have around 30% of the country, because 30% of the country is red hat, happy birthday, let's open a Trump store in the middle of our town because that's what the town economy needs. Mm-hmm. But even like Republican talking heads and senators, and they're just like, this guy's out of control. It's almost like people were saying that the whole time.
Yeah, I'm looking at this website here, and it's a little further along than most would like to think. But I'm not really going to talk too much about it. But let's just say something is 42% completed that said was never going to be done that he didn't know about.
That people kept saying, no, he's never said anything about it. Sure, all his friends have said something about it. Sure, he's keeping people close that are financially benefiting it. But it's not going to happen. And there's even Trump supporters that have said, where did Project 2025 go? I just mentioned it, I guess. Where did Project 2025 go, huh? Well, I can't hear you now. It's like, yeah, that tells me every fucking thing I need to know about you. That tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's because Republicans succeeded in making people focus on successful shit. Hey, what? Societal shit. Hey, it's not the billionaire ripping money from your pocket and telling you that, oh, the country couldn't afford what you need to make your life a whole lot better. It's the trans person down the street. That's the issue. That's the problem. It's the gay people.
Of course. Didn't you know?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've learned that a lot of issues are with the administration, and another set of issues are with the how they're held together. Like, there's a lot of things being messed with that could fail and ruin a lot of shit really quickly if they did.
Wasn't.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson's military history was erased from a military museum, I believe. DEI. And when people bring up Jackie Robinson, apparently there's legit people that say you can't talk about the racial aspect of Jackie Robinson. Why is Jackie Robinson's number retired? Not just from the Dodgers. Why is no one allowed to wear the number 42? You can't talk about it now. They retracted it. But this was a part of a sweeping DEI thing. It's why I sent you the article about the plane that dropped the atomic bomb. It was named the Enola Gay, and it was about to be erased from history books just because it had the word gay in it.
It's so stupid, dude. I don't even know what to say to, like, it's just dumb.
And then when people were talking about this on ESPN, you had motherfuckers like RG3 talk about, oh, keep politics out of sports. Do you not know who Jackie Robinson was? Oh my God. Sorry, dude, but that shit, like, hey, Jackie Robinson was an important civil rights figure. That shouldn't be forgotten. How is that political? I don't get it. Then again, something as little as, hey, gay people should be allowed to get married. That shouldn't be political. But it got a bunch of Bible-thumping fucking weirdos. No offense.
I mean, I was going to say, I mean, like, that part especially, like, sure, but isn't civil rights, like, a part of politics?
Well,
part of...
I mean, in terms of, like, red versus blue issue. Like,
I mean, yeah, no, that case, definitely doesn't matter.
Civil rights is a political thing. It's a political change, but it shouldn't be in terms of, like, red thinks this, blue thinks this. It should be in terms of we all agree that it's okay to say Jackie Robinson was an important part of the civil rights movement. Like,
yeah. Yeah. It's just the retroactive, like, trying to erase history, I guess. That's what it really sounds like, is history erasure. It's just like, why? We know it existed. I mean, everybody up until this point knows about this stuff.
Yeah.
What are you trying to erase it for? What are you getting rid of it for?
It was the whole thing against, like, CRT. And I don't know a lot about CRT, so maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. But a lot of what CRT wanted to do was tell a lot of the race history that really wasn't talked about. Like, the only reason I heard of Emmett Till was a English class, I believe.
Yeah, it
wasn't
English history.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think I learned about it in history, and that's insane. That's insane. Like, and I know we can't cover every little thing that happened in history.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty big one.
I mean, there's a lot of things, and, like, again, what you said, you can't cover everything, but there's, like, definitely parts that I had noticed, like, while I was in, like, high school, middle school, during the, Black History Month set of lessons. And there's just, like, a lot of things that were kept, like, extremely short, like, too short.
Yeah.
Like, you could have put more information there, and you could have given a bit more facts about the situation, but like one sentence is probably not enough.
Did you ever get a lot of looks during Black History Month? Like when they started talking about that?
No. Well, no. I went to like a mostly black elementary school. My middle school was also mostly black, or at least like half black. And in high school, we had all pretty much grown out of it. So,
did you ever have a teacher try to tell you that the Civil War was for states' rights?
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the South. Welcome to the South. I had a history teacher that said, now, everybody tries to say the Civil War was about slavery. It wasn't. It was about states' rights to choose whether or not they want to enslave black people. Like,
yeah. No, I mean, the closest thing I've got is that one professor in my college classes that had a strange obsession with China.
Like what? Like
he's like, they're going to be our next biggest enemy. You know, it's going to be like Russia all over again. That kind of shit.
He wasn't wrong.
I mean, like, yeah, but like,
it's weird
in a college class, they're supposed to be teaching students.
Sure. Have you heard that they're passing a thing where American officials can't have relations with Chinese citizens now? I haven't fact checked it yet, but yeah.
I don't see. I almost said I don't think that'll pass, but even if it was a thing, and I hope it's not,
it doesn't shock me because of who is at the top right now. And that is because, do you remember he had a speech where he was talking about the coronavirus in 2020, and he crossed out coronavirus and he put Chinese virus in his papers?
Okay.
That's just petty, dog. And you're telling me this guy doesn't hold grudges? You're telling me this guy's a fucking not an egotistical maniac? That's petty as fuck.
See, I was going to say I don't think it'll pass if that's an actual bill or whatever being introduced. But like, it wouldn't pass with anybody outside of the government.
I mean, you gotta think though. It's like JFK. JFK was a fucking idiot. I looked into, there was an entire documentary that was around JFK and the several affairs he had. Marilyn Monroe was not the only chick he slept with, right?
All right.
And a lot of people want to be disrespectful to Jackie and say like, oh, I would have cheated on her too. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. That's an insane thing to say. Someone showed a picture of Jackie Kennedy, I believe that was her name, and said, yeah, he must have been tongue deep in Marilyn Monroe's asshole. I know I would have been. I'm like, that information didn't need to be shared. You know what I mean? Same though.
I mean, her eyes are a little wide.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But the reason I'm bringing this up is JFK, every chick he slept with had some kind of Russian tie. Every single one. How do you do that? How do you do that, Johnny? How does that happen?
They knew his type. They knew his taste, you know?
The Russians said, hey. Well, get a little
going over there.
Yeah. Especially that's
information, you know.
That's disrespectful to Jackie, considering she had to, you know, have his brains fall in her lap just a couple years later. That's disrespect. Let's give that woman a break. I think she's dead, but like, let's give that woman a break.
I mean, she did, you know, freak out and tried to pick his brains back up and put him in, but you know.
I mean, anybody, like, what would you do in that situation?
Freak the fuck out, you know? Just what she did. Freak the fuck out.
I might jump out the car, dude. What the fuck? Jump out the car.
It's on my face.
Oh God, it's in my mouth. Oh God. Yeah, that's
I would not have still been in the car. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, no, I'm getting the fuck out, and then you're gonna hear, Madam President, get. no, you see his fucking head? And then I'm just going to be puking in the lawn right next. Just like, oh, it's on. Oh my God.
It's just fucking.
I just like some kind of cartoon, some kind of fucked up cartoon where it's just, ew, ew, ew. It's just brain matter. It's just, God.
It's like, why?
This is very disrespectful.
Very much so. We should probably not.
I will say, did you see any of the JFK Files stuff?
No. I mean, I went down the conspiracy rabbit hole many years ago, and I know I've seen like videos, but that's just of the assassination.
The JFK Files were recently declassified, and a lot of people are like, I haven't read through them myself, but I've seen people say like, it's nothing really that we didn't already know. Like, it's not the CIA officially coming out and saying, we did
you
it.
Got us.
Hey, you got us. Which I don't get. Everybody that would have been involved is dead. There might be one person.
If they aren't dead, they're very much too old to do anything about it.
I'm waiting for the MLK stuff. MLK doesn't get talked about enough. And for those out there, go watch Wendy Gooden's video on the MLK assassination. It's the guy who did it still says he did not do it, and MLK's family believes him fully.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, now they're a good Christian family, you know, forgiveness and whatever. So, but once you look at everything that went on around that,
yeah.
Which I don't know. Did they? It's like they failed their mission because the Civil Rights Act was passed a couple of years later. So it's like, you know what I mean?
I mean, there's a lot around it that I kind of want to learn about. So I actually should watch that video because I don't think I have.
Isn't it crazy that, like, when was the last political assassination in America? You know what I mean? You know?
It's a great question, and I have no clue.
Like, it felt like from when Abraham Lincoln was shot until MLK. I mean, Abe Lincoln was shot in what? 1868 or 9?
I'm not going to know that one.
Dude, and then you had a run of presidents where like 3 out of the next 5 were shot.
We had one die with gangrene after getting shot.
Yeah. One that was shot by a dude who just came up and shot him in the chest. Teddy got shot, but he survived. And then, you know, JFK was killed, and his brother was shot in a hotel. MLK was killed. Malcolm X was killed. But it just like, and you know, of course, old Donnie almost caught one to the dome, you know?
Yeah.
Which
is true.
I'm still fighting that battle, dude. I am so sick. And it's getting closer. By the time y'all see this, April 12th would have passed. But have you heard this theory?
No.
In The Simpsons, on April 12th, 2025, the character who is Donald Trump in that show dies.
Okay, so...
And you know The Simpsons notorious for predictions, right?
Hear me out. I don't know if that's much more of a prediction, much rather than somebody seeing that episode and then being like, well, now I got to do it.
But they point at, if you go into a deep dive of like Simpsons predictions, some of them are a stretch, but some of them are scary. Like after Donald Trump won the election in The Simpsons, well before he won the election in 2016, there was a scene where he was riding an escalator in a mall, waving to people. And in 2016, he did that. He could have watched The Simpsons and said, this would be funny. I
doubt it.
But I see so many videos of like, who's going to do it? Oh, I'm hoping and praying for April 12th. Y'all know my thoughts.
Okay, big red text.
I think I've went on several rants about this.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
called you bitches. I've I've called you every name in the book because I'm
So I think you're
so
running out of names to call them.
dude, I'm so mentally exhausted because a bunch of fucking losers who don't know where to find the trigger on a weapon think that it's like someone's gonna kill him, right? Guys, let's get it done. Someone's got to do it. Fucking loser. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm so tired of people acting so fucking tough online. And it makes me look like a fucking MAGA Republican. And that's what I hate the most. That's who you're painting me to look like when I tell you that you're a fucking loser who's not going to do anything because you don't have the fucking balls. None of yous. None of yous have the fucking balls, but you'll make a TikTok or get in the comment section going, oh, someone's going to do it, right? Someone's going to do it. I know.
I mean, at this point,
I know it's getting old at this point, but Jesus Christ.
See, at this point, I think at least our audience doesn't think you're a fucking Republican because have you seen those comments on the last not a call to action fucking shorts?
If y'all just hopped on recently, you would know how much a fucking... If you listen to this podcast, you would know. Because we had a whole thing making fun of that fuckhead, dude. But Jesus, man, do something or shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm just here. I'm an observer.
You're
at this
chilling.
point. I want to see what happens.
You're chilling.
I'm living my own life. Yeah. I
say,
mean, there's not much I can do besides vote, but I mean, I already did that. So
we'll say, in terms of living my own life, so we don't end the podcast on a bunch of bullshit. Okay. My lady recently got Disney Plus back, and I've been watching the X-Men show again. The original 90s cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is about that animation style, but like every superhero show in the 90s, at least Marvel, was in that animation style. And it's like the imperfectness of it. I love it so much. Like animations nowadays feel too perfect. And I know that sounds stupid, and I can't even say it's nostalgia. I grew up late 2000s, early 2010s animation. Phineas and Ferb, both TMNT shows, Sonic X, like those shows. Yeah, those shows. Yeah. So it's not nostalgia, but I love that animation style. It's the same with like Cowboy Bebop. I love that animation style so much.
Well, I think it's like closer to still being hand drawn. I mean, of course not, but I think that's the kind of style that they're going for. They're keeping more of the comic book feel to it, I guess.
Yeah. It's like Batman the Animated Series. Every frame in that show is hand drawn.
There we go.
Which is, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And by the way, when people look for a perfect Batman vibe, just do Batman the Animated Series. Take out a lot of the campiness. He beats Mr. Freeze because he got a cup of hot soup from Alfred because he got the sniffles. Like, take that out. But in that show, it gets dark and deep with, like, Mask of the Phantasm, which was a movie based on that universe that explored Bruce Wayne debating on giving up the cowl because he found a lady that he was deeply in love with and, like, he was becoming happy. And if you've never watched that movie, it's on Max, I believe. Just Mask of the Phantasm. It's so good. The Heart of Ice episode, I know it gets talked up a whole bunch, but that was the first time Mr. Freeze his motivation was getting his wife unfrozen. Okay. Because before he was just a bank robber, a quirky little bank robber with a freeze gun.
Yeah.
So the creators of that show was like, we can do something with that. And they made Mr. Freeze who he is today. But there's also stuff like when Batman saves Two-Face, he covers his hospital bill. And Harvey's like, Bruce is always looking out for me. I'm like, just give me that in live action. Just give me this vibe.
I mean, we've discussed what they do with the live action movies. So, I mean, I doubt it. But I mean, we'll see with who was it that was coming for their new phase?
James Gunn.
James Gunn. We'll see.
We'll see. Well, I haven't watched another Superman trailer. I heard a lot of people shitting on some of the choices in the trailers they've gotten.
Which means I need to watch them.
I'm still gonna go see it, and we're gonna see what I think. There are a couple things I've expressed it on this podcast, but Creature Commandos, I had a whole rant about that. Superman, it looks fine, but I could be disappointed. I'm gonna try to let go. I was a big Henry Cavill fan. Like, I know Zack Snyder did him wrong, but I really liked his. I rewatched Man of Steel, and I didn't like it as much as the first time I watched it, but I still liked it. There was a lot you could have done with Henry Cavill as Superman, so I'm going to try to let that go.
I was also a big fan of Henry Cavill, so I'm going to watch it. Definitely going to watch it. We'll see. Guess we'll just have to do a review episode or something.
Fantastic.
When it comes out.
Well, I was thinking about Fantastic Four comes out in the same month. So do a little duo. Ooh. Yeah, they come out like a week or two away from each other.
I've got plans.
Yeah, and Deadpool Wolverine, I think I've told you, the more I've thought about it, the worse it gets.
I still need to watch it. I still have yet to watch that one.
Really? It's on Disney Plus. Do you not have Disney Plus?
I didn't buy it yet. I still got to do that.
We'll go on one of the websites. Anyways.
The very legal websites.
That kind of scratched my brain of like, okay, we'll see what they're doing. Thunderbolts looks like it's going to be fun. I liked Captain America, Brave New World. I liked it. Like, a lot of people hated it. A lot of people said it was atrocious and a failure. And actually, once I had it explained by someone who wasn't obsessed with Captain America is black now, when I heard it explained from that perspective, I was like, okay, yeah, I get that people thought it was just like trying to be Captain America Winter Soldier too much. Sure. I have the big criticism of it felt more like a Hulk movie than a Captain America movie.
That's what I was going to say. It felt more like a Hulk movie than anything.
Yeah, because I went back and watched The Incredible Hulk after that, by the way. And it was okay. But, like, I get now, like, the callbacks to that, it's like... And I hate it because it makes Anthony Mackie look bad. I love him as Falcon, and I love him as Captain America. I think he has the chops for it. But he was put in a movie where he's the side character when it says Captain America.
Yeah, they mislabeled the movie. I watched it and I was just like, this doesn't feel like what it should have been. I guess.
I think me and you came to the conclusion that in the MCU, the big three handed off the baton or whatever, however that phrase goes. They passed the torch off too early. Maybe not too early, but well before the new big three was set up. Because I believe the new big three was supposed to be Sam Wilson, Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man. That was the people that were going to head up the new Avengers. And nobody bought them. Plus, you were doing that on Spider-Man, and you don't even know what rights you're going to have to him and whatever. They didn't set up Sam Wilson as Captain America enough. And they had a chance to do it in this movie, and they decided to make a Hulk sequel. Almost 20 years ahead.
That movie, damn, yeah, that's 17 years now?
Something like that.
So, I mean, I watched it, and it was a fun movie. I'll give it that. Like, it was like, pretty funny at times. But, like, story-wise, it fell short. Just because it was a Captain America movie that was basically a Hulk movie.
Yeah, if the Fantastic Four does not deliver, I'm this little dipping my toe into the MCU water to see where it's at. Maybe I'll get back into it. It's gonna end. Like that Fantastic.
My hopes are so high.
that Fantastic Four movie needs to hit.
It's made by the same person that made WandaVision, isn't it?
I don't know.
Felt like it at least, but I mean, my hopes were so high when I saw the trailer, and I was just like, okay, please don't screw this one up.
But I mean, DC's in no better situation. If that Superman movie does not hit, that's a bad. That's going to be rough.
I've only seen pictures, but my hopes weren't too high when I saw it.
Oh, apparently, and this is the last thing we'll say. Batman 2. I had a heart attack because someone tweeted out that it was canceled, and I was like, "What? What? No, it wasn't canceled." But apparently, it's really leaning towards being a Dr. Freeze movie, which I'm excited for. I would love to see what they do with Dr. Freeze.
I mean, if they had him as the main villain, sure, I guess.
Yeah. What did you think? Only a Dr. Freeze movie?
No, I mean, like, when you say like a Dr. Freeze movie, I thought back to Brave New World and was like, I don't think I'd like it like that.
What?
Brave New World being like a Hulk movie?
Yeah, I know, but what? What are you talking about? Did you watch The Penguin, by the way?
I've seen like 2 episodes of it, and they were the last 2 episodes.
Okay, this is the last topic we're going to talk about. I promise.
Okay.
The Penguin is one of the greatest shows of all time. And I know it's only 8 episodes a season, whatever, but I love the Penguin made Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot, or Oz Cobblepot in the show.
Mm-hmm.
It made you sympathize with him, but it also made you hate his fucking guts. Like you were like, okay, rough childhood, have some points on the upper class and the rich fucking over everybody else and whatever. But the show clearly shows you that he is a scumbag that you should not support. And I love that so much. Just because, like, for me, cinema, TV shows, whatever, have a problem right now, and that's like sympathize with the bad guy. You gotta like get people to be on the bad guy's side. And that leads a lot of people to say, like, you know what? Magneto wiping out the human race and ruling Earth and having mutants as slaves and whatever. Valid. Because they make Magneto really sympathetic, especially in X-Men 97. But that's why I love the fact that there was some sympathy to be had, but it was completely overshadowed by him being an absolute shithead scumbag. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I can feel that. But I mean, I think they're following the theme of society where we're romanticizing the bad people right about now. So, I mean, I could get it, but I mean, if it's useful to the story, sure. I'd like giving the bad guys a backstory, something to maybe a reason as to why they're bad, if it's, a legit reason.
Well, I don't think, I'm not saying they shouldn't have a backstory and reasoning or whatever.
No, I get that.
And, I do find villains like Mr. Freeze extremely captivating because his wife was cryogenically frozen and he just wants to figure out how to get her out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think those characters work because you also have characters that are just like, I just want to fuck things up. The Joker. Batman's main villain is Joker, and it will always be the Joker. Joker just wants to fuck things up,
Be like that,
You can have these stories of these captivating villains and sympathy and whatever. And like I said, I appreciate that there was something to be had when Penguin is talking about how, all the power at Crown Point or all the power in the city is being sent to the rich neighborhoods, and people like the ones that live in Crown Point just get fucked over because they don't have enough money. Making points like that, you're like, yeah, fuck them. And then he's... Spoilers. There's spoilers. I can't say that. But he's fucking over everybody that trusted him and even his own family to fill his pockets. to
Sounds
better
about right.
himself, to serve himself. So you learn, good points, sympathetic to a point, fucking scumbag. And that's what I want a villain to be. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that makes a good villain. So, 100% agree.
But this was Red Light Homies. Follow us on all the socials, which is just Instagram and TikTok. Whether or not TikTok's going to be deleted in the next month, don't really know. But for right now,
We'll see.
follow us on there. Leave a 5-star rating, whatever you want to say. See, what's a 5-star rating these people can leave?
These guys have a lot of views. 5 stars.
Absolutely. But that's not the only thing you should and you could. You could and you should, whatever order you want to put that in. You can also share. Whether that's clicking the crooked arrow and sharing to whatever platform you want to share to, or word of mouth. Word of mouth is very, very important. If one person comes up to them and says, hey man, I want to see 2 uneducated people talking about the politics and what's going on right now, where can I go?
You can tell them to head on over to the boys, Jackie and Z, over at Red Light Homies. I almost said Juice and Zeus, but Juice and you can hear them talk on their takes, and you can shit on them for being dumb if they are.
Absolutely. He was Zeus and I'm the Juice.
That's me.
We'll just fucking go with it. And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace out.